And the Wizards ready to get to work on their home court. This was earlier today as they came through the tunnel. That's the United States Supreme Court building here in our nation's capital. We're coming to you today from Washington, D.C. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some of the stats for John Wall.
And it's a nice month he's having. Something's got him motivated. He's become a much bigger contributor offensively. He's settled into the kind of groove that every player wants to get in.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Kevin, thanks very much. In this era of player empowerment, no aspect is more important than their determination to make sure their voices are heard. As continued cases of social injustice come to light, they refuse to simply shut up and dribble, if you get my meaning. Instead, they're using their platform to affect change. Kevin, it's a movement among some very determined players.
Much needed indeed, David. Thank you. Well, this seems to be a game that could be very tactical, Greg. Both teams relying on execution in the half court.
And, Kevin, you're going to see a lot of ball movement and body movement, and you can't just stand around and watch one guy go to work. I think that puts so much pressure on the defense with how the game is played.
And an emphasis on coaching, too.
Yes.
Now, Golden State's starting five. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Eric Paschall out there with Wiggins, and it's Chris. Thompson against Beal. Here's Chris, and it's Wagner with the rebound. Wall looking it over. Wagner finds Beal. And Paschall pulls it down.
And last year, Paschall had to do more than probably was expected of him. But this year, a much different story.
Well, even in college, he played a more complementary role to the stars around him. Well, the Warriors have a lot of stars, and Paschall is really thriving in his role. And he's embracing his role as a leader. Bill knows his team depends on him to score like this.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now here's Thompson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Cleveland.
The rotation in the D could be better here. It'll cost them next time if it's not.
Here's Beal. Count it. Beal's got 5 points so far.
Wow, Bill is so tough to slow down. Even when you body him on the drive, he sticks with the shot.
Pass to Paschall. On the wing, Wiggins, and it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Wall dishes to Beal. Up top, Wagner. Back to Beal. And he uses the glass on the layup. 7 points in the game.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now, Paschall. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Thompson misses.
Their focus next trip has to be getting a high-quality shot. I mean, they don't want to start the game 0 for 5.
Wall finds Brown. And it's good, 2 points.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, the defensive intensity has to pick up, and I'm sure coach is going to let them know that.
checking out some numbers for Andrew Wiggins. How last month turned out for him, he's around 18 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he does so much for this team, but it starts with the way he leads the offense.
Yeah, he's willing to take on the scoring load, and he's more than capable of delivering.
Now here's Thompson, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. To stop the drought. That shot, no good. Nice D from Wall.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Washington leading now by 11. Beal gets a wide open look.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
The three-pointer off the mark. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Washington, they're down at the 7th position right now. Decent start to the season, but they're looking to make a move.
And you know, for the Wizards, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
Yeah, they're kind of in that caught in the middle type group. You know what I mean? You wonder if they need a personnel change to get over the hump.
Wiggins passes to Pascal.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Passes it to Beal. From past the arc. Hachimura. Great positioning on the putback.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, using his body to ward off the potential shot block. Curry finishes through the contact. Gets the and 1.
And looking at Curry's stats, one thing that jumps out, and it may be a little surprising, for the last 3 seasons, he's averaged over 5 rebounds a game.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Mo Wagner. Bertens comes in for Brown. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for John Wall. That's good from Stephen Curry. And those rebounding numbers, GA, just speak to Curry's overall impact.
And when you look at Steph's size and the amount of time he spends on the perimeter, there's no way he should be cleaning the glass like that. But you can't teach heart and you can't teach instinct, and he has both.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Napier passes to Bertens and finished off by Bertens.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
They decided to pound the ball inside, using their physicality to set the tone.
Now here's Green. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Beal. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
You got to be locked in on the road. I mean, when there's no cohesiveness on defense, you're in danger.
Mahinmi's checked in for Hachimura. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. And both free throws good for Napier. And it's the Warriors with the ball. They trail by 16. Green finds Curry. Golden State moving it around. The shot by Looney, no good.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
And finished off by Bryant.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
Here's Poole. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. A second chance effort. Here's Looney. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Bertans can't get it to go. Mahimi's shot is good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Outside, Green. Back to Curry. Inside. It's stolen by Mahimi. And foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. They'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession. The Wizards have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Throw good, Beal.
And we so often talk about the elite scoring, but Beal's playmaking is now reaching that same level.
Yeah, it just shows you how talented and unselfish he is. All he wants to do is win. I mean, that talent requires help from your teammates. So he uses his vision and instincts and ability to keep them involved.
And, you know, we often talk about Beal's skill set and his finesse. He can play a very physical game as well, Greg.
He doesn't have a choice. I mean, he had 4 brothers who all played football in college, so he kind of grew up around the physicality. And you can also tell Bill's taking his strength and conditioning seriously, especially after having the lower body injury issues earlier in his career. Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor. Just in total control so far.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And a more traditional in-the-paint big for most of his career, Mahimi has been working hard to evolve his game.
Yeah, he's trying to become more comfortable on the perimeter at both ends. I mean, he started shooting threes over the last couple of years just to keep the defense honest. And defensively, he's done a much better job of closing out on jump shooters.
There's 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Down low. Here's Wiggins. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
The Wizards have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Marquise Chris, he's checked in for the Warriors. Both shots good from the stripe.
Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Outside, Green. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Looney. And that one goes long.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Bertans finds Beal. Here's Napier. Good, and it's Beal picking up the assist.
Never any doubt where Bradley Beal's going with that pass. I mean, if he has a teammate that wide open, he's not going to miss him.
Bradley Beal, he's been the guy making things happen for the Washington Wizards. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And we'll be back with you shortly. And for anyone who thinks this game isn't about hard work, listen to Steph Curry.
I can't tell you how many shots I've taken in my life and how many hours of log practicing, but it started with a love for what I could do and just love shooting, love being in the gym with a ball in my hands, and knew from early I was kind of a natural at it, but in order to get to this level and for me to have gotten better, that's the catalyst.
And as we know, Greg, Steph comes from a family of great shooters. It's in the blood.
But as you said, it's about the work. The NBA players have had tons of kids. Most don't make it in this league. Steph is on his way to being one of the best to ever grace the hardwood.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Wizards team out there.
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Oh, yeah, love the ball movement so far. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
Shabazz Napier out there with Bradley Beal. Then it's Thomas Bryant. Then there's Davis Bertans. And it's Mahimi in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards. Golden State moving the ball around. The 10-footer. Chris can hit.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Mo Wagner's checked in for Mahimi. Brown comes in for Davis Bertans. And John Wall subbed in for Bradley Beal.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Chris kicks to Wiggins. The pass to Poole. Over Napier. Knicks with the rebound.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. He's trying to force something that's rarely a good idea.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Chris. Thompson for the triple. And it's Wagner with the rebound. Wagner's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And so invaluable to your offense to have somebody like Klay Thompson spacing the floor.
I've said it, and I'll keep saying it. The most underrated player in the league. Shooting 42% from beyond the arc for his career now. But what's amazing is in 8 full years, he's never shot below 40 from 3 in one single season. And he'll lock you down on D. Few players, if any, can claim that.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And Washington making a change here. Hachimura is checked in. Stephen Curry is checked in for the Warriors. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. And an intentional foul right there. Here's Wall. Really played well against Brooklyn in his last outing. And Steph Curry with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
He was hoping to avoid a 3rd foul before the break. Now, he might have to sit out until halftime.
Set it up, bring the play in.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Wall's shot is good.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Thompson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pascal. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. And he commits the intentional foul.
And Hachimura's given name, Rui, means fortress in Japanese. And that's what he looks like out there. He's worked hard in the weight room. sports a solid frame with a terrific core and that great lower body strength.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And you combine Hachimura's power with that 7'2" wingspan, Greg. He's physically built to succeed in a positionless NBA.
And add to that, Kevin, he's got solid athleticism along with a versatile skill set. Hachimura still needs to work on creating off the dribble, shooting the jump shot with consistency, but with his work ethic, there's a good chance he turns those into strengths.
Pascal's shot is off.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
And sinking that one, he ends a 14-0 run by the Wizards.
No one near Wall as he lets it go. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Wall is so smooth off the dribble. I mean, he's showing how effortless his speed and then finishing with the jumper once again.
Now here's Wiggins. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Hachimura with it, and Curry picks him up defensively, and now we've got the intentional foul. And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line.
And the first one at the line is good.
And what scouts loved about Hachimura, physically, he came in NBA ready.
Oh, yeah. GA 6'8", 230, shows excellent strength. Also, being relatively late to the game, he's really never developed any bad habits. That's why he was able to come in and hit the ground running.
Wizards making a switch here. Ryan's checked in. Wizards have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. The offensive rebound. Hachimura the pass to Wall. Lays it up off the glass. Wall's got 8 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pascal's shot is off.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding high percentage shots.
Here's Hachimura. And the shot goes in. He's got 10.
And what focus from Hachimura, embracing the contact and just working his way through it.
Curry kicks to Pascal. Over Bryant. Drops it in from 11 feet. 1:41 left in the second quarter. It's stolen by Curry. Here's Pascal. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Pascal's got 6 in the quarter.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
Wizards passing it around, and Bryant slams it in.
Why settle for the layup when you can jam? Bryant rocking the rim with some force there.
Green, the pass to Pascal. Over Bryant. And another basket for Golden State.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
The first one falls.
As the #1 pick in the draft, Wall has always had a lot of pressure on him, and he does everything he can to live up to those expectations.
For the Wizards, Mahimi's checked in for Mo Wagner. Davis Bertans comes in for Hachimura. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Troy Brown. And so John Wall nails both of them.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Thompson outside. Mulder, the pass to Looney. Outside, Green. Back to Looney. Goes up the baseline. The shot, no good. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. It's Wall with the drive. And Wall with the slam.
Way to attack the rim with that ferocity. I love the intensity the Wall plays with. When he's penetrating, he's looking to dunk it every time.
Here's Bertans. Bryant trying to free himself up. And finished off by Bertans.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
They're just playing smart basketball, reading the floor well and executing.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Good recognition by Draymond. I mean, he sees that he has the defender right where he wants him. All she wrote.
The Warriors shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws. 81% as a team.
No good on the free throw.
And Green still plays with a chip on his shoulder. Should have never have fallen to the second round in the 2012 draft.
And he sinks the second.
Love how Bill didn't settle for the layup right there. He made sure to finish it with strength.
And the rejection by Mahinmi. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Mahinmi. Green fires from way outside. And so it's the Washington Wizards, able to put on a show for the ages. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now we'll send...
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated about what they've seen so far. I'm Ernie Johnson. That's Gilo. It was a great half of basketball from John Wall. He had 9 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, sometimes teams try to hurt you with the 3 ball. They went right for the heart of the defense. Look at them to keep pounding it inside and staying physical.
And Shaq, what do you have to say about the Warriors?
Well, it wasn't a very good half of them on the glass. And as a team, you never want to get pushed around like I pushed you.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? Keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half, we've got Chris. Wiggins is out there with Eric Pascal. And there's Klay Thompson. And it's Poole in at the point guard.
This system is set up perfectly for him today. I mean, it's allowing him to find a lot of good shots.
Pascal's shot is off. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Wall's decision-making is excellent, especially when he's handling the rock.
And And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That will conclude a 5-game road trip for them.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one. And last year, to create cap space for Anthony Davis, the Lakers traded Wagner to the Wizards. And boy, he showed a lot of promise.
Yeah, he became the first player since Yao Ming to score 30 points and pull down 15 rebounds off the bench. And if you think that was a fluke, why don't you go back and watch the Rising Stars game? He showed he can match up with elite talent.
A welcome sign for sure. When Wiggins is connecting with the J, his offense becomes lethal. Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, it's a misnomer that in the era of three-point shooting, people don't want anyone to take mid-range shots. Many of the league's elite players still thrive there. Kawhi Leonard is one, and he explained how. He said it's hard to defend guys that shoot twos. Once you get to the playoffs, it becomes a half-court game. Teams won't allow you to take wide-open shots or threes. Guys, back to you.
DA, thank you. Yes, that goes in.
I mean, he's an absolute nightmare trying to guard him. Don't let Bill get any rhythm.
Pass to Poole. Golden State moving the ball around. Chris. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
His offense has been non-existent tonight. It's really hurting him.
Washington making some changes. Paseknik's checked in for Mo Wagner. And Davis Bertans subbed in for Troy Brown. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile one block.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
For Washington, they've gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Back to Wall. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Wall's got 18 points.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Reliable from the mid-range area. Green with good awareness, and he seizes the opportunity.
Shabazz Napier's checked in for Hachimura.
Get open!
Golden State on D. Pass to Beal. Fires from the wing. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Beal's got 9 points here in the second half. Curry finds Green. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Shoots from the baseline. Here's Looney. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, Looney really battles for this one. Releases the shot and wins a trip to the line.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And that one falls for Looney.
We're talking about a guy who does whatever is asked of him. I mean, Looney's been blessed to play with some of the best. He's part of the fabric that holds the team together.
Ryan, he's checked in for the Wizards. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Ball passes to Bryant. Here's Napier. Pass to Wall from 13 with the second effort. And the Warriors making a change here. Toscano's checked in. You know, Greg, you probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
And did you see the maturation of Bill over time? I mean, I noticed it. He added more wrinkles and dimensions to his game. He's an impressive two-guard.
And again, Washington, no good. Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Mulder. The Warriors keep it going. A new 14-second shot clock. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Thursday, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks coming into town. And then on Saturday, they'll defend home court against the Memphis Grizzlies.
And you know for that matchup with New York, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Mahimi's checked in for John Wall. He's off on the second. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Napier. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Napier's got 8.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. Napier kicks to Beal. Back to Napier. It's good.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Warriors have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Puts it up from 12. Rebound by the Wizards.
And if you're looking for the main reason that they're trailing in this game, well, look no further than his shooting. I mean, he has hit exactly 0% of his shots.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Bradley Beal picks one up.
Oh, he puts a lot of pressure on you when he gets inside. Green's a very athletic player.
The Warriors have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7. That free throw missing.
Green has been so resilient over the course of his career. I mean, look, he's played for a lot of teams. He's played overseas. He's been a valuable player, though, everywhere he's been.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Green against Beal. And Washington again with the bucket.
With effortless mechanics, Beal always has to be accounted for, especially from mid-range.
It's stolen by Berton. The open shot by Beal, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Beal's got 27 points.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
And it's Green missing. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Here's Beal to the paint. Here's Bryant. Great tee that time from Green. And so it's Washington with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Right back after this break. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Hachimura out there with Mahimi. Then there's Payton. Then there's Shabazz Napier. And it's Schofield in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Ray, compare the times when you played as an NBA player with a lot more contact and what was like go on the floor to what we're seeing now. And there seem to be a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage of play.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, you got to allow players to defend. And if they're in a legal guarding position, let them do their job. Eliminate the cheap ones. Part of the issue, though, partner, is now so much of the game is played on an island, right? You don't have the crowds that you typically would see guys in back in our era. There's more space. The court, in that sense, is bigger. You're out there kind of on your own, man, and these guys are crafty at drawing fouls.
It's never been harder for a defender. He gets that one.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Some nice passing by Golden State here. Fades away. The shot by Looney, no good.
His touch has been off tonight, and now his judgment is off too. I mean, come on. It's not a smart shot.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Marquise Chris, he's checked in for Kevon Looney. Now here's Payton. To the middle. Here's Mahimi. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And the Warriors making a change here. Toscano's checked in. That free throw good from Mahimi.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Ball's knocked loose. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Toscano misses.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. He's trying to force something. It's rarely a good idea.
Greg, we are in an era of positionless basketball. And we know the All-Star game now has a 2 backcourt, 3 frontcourt position as opposed to 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center when you're voting. Should they get rid of those designations entirely?
I tell you what, I think you could make a strong case for that. You go back to last season, many felt Jimmy Butler got robbed of a starting spot.
Yes.
I think, listen, this is the fans' vote. Why not the 5 top vote getters? I don't care if they're 4 guards. If the 5 players that the fans want to see the most play a certain position, then so be it. They're not going to play all 48 minutes. You're still going to have your 7 other spots to kind of balance out the roster. I say just let the fans tell you the 5 they want to see, and let's go play.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Oh, and they're showing no signs of letting up. I love this approach right now. They value each possession.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, you can clearly see which offense is better right now. We'll see if that continues the rest of the way.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but he hasn't been successful.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
He's perfect from the line this time. Golden State's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And the Warriors miss again. We know, Greg, the NBA is full of superstars, yet you can foul out of the game after 6 personal fouls, and some have suggested instead just tacking on an extra free throw when a player commits their 6th+ foul, and then they can stay in the game.
I think something along those lines could make sense. No doubt it's tough to see the marquee player riding the bench because it's not just the 6th foul, right? In some coaches, you pick up 2 in the first quarter, you're done for the quarter. You pick up a 3rd in the second, you're done for the half.
Yes.
So I would like to see something, but I think it's got to also be fair. Maybe you get free throws and another possession. Maybe something along those lines might be in the best interest of the game.
I like that. And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both. And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 14-2 run here. Now the pass to Besekniks. Jacks up a three. It's rebounded by Poole.
Now, you don't see that very often. A wide open three is usually like a layup for him.
Smailagic. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Bonga gets the bucket. And so here is Golden State. Here's Smailagic. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And here are the Wizards now. They've outscored him 16 points to 2. Slowing down. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Brown is checked in for the Wizards. And it's been said that history is written by the victor. Certainly holds true in sports, don't you think, Greg? And with that in mind, do you think titles are overvalued when evaluating the great players, individual players in history?
You know, Kevin, I think so. Having said that, I think championships do matter, obviously, and in the NBA and basketball in general, one guy can have more impact, right? Because you only play 5 and you play both ways. So it does have something to say, but I don't think that completes the narrative. You know, there's some tremendously talented guys, Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, a lot of greats who never won it. It's easy to count those rings, but measuring greatness has to take in the whole picture.
Hall of Famers, all of them.
The assist is the key to that sequence. I mean, a great look to set them up.
Golden State's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. From 13, Smailagic misses. And the Wizards with possession. This run now up to 22 points to 2. Here's Brown. Here's Schofield. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Payton left side. Chalk up 2 there.
Oh, I love it. He's working the ball down low. Always a good plan of attack.
1:41 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Poole. Here's Bowman. Over Payton. A shot by Bowman, no good.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Wizards.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Beal.
He hung a big number on the scoreboard, and it wasn't just because he was hot. He did it with movement and tenacity.
Shooting for Washington, Gary Payton II.
First one falls for him. Wizards making a switch here. Napier's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And it's Golden State's ball. To the inside. To the paint. Here's Smailagic. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation.
Shooting for Washington, Shabazz Napier.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Napier. And here's Golden State. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Looney with the bucket.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it. And that's a shame.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. To the middle, here's Napier, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. First free throw is good.
Taking 2 shots.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Toscano passes to Smilagic. Pass to Toscano. Here's Mulder. Shot from free throw range. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. John.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David...